Good evening, everyone. Dr. Stacy here. Welcome. So excited you decided to join us, or if you're catching this as a replay. We are starting our fitness series. June is fitness month. I don't know, it sounded great to me. And I got two fitness enthusiasts. Yep, let's see the biceps coming in right here.
Gun show.
Yep, gun show. We got the gun show coming in. Absolutely. So before we get started with our gun show participants here, I'm going to share a little bit of information with you guys on our disclaimer. If you are guests tonight, welcome. Congratulations for being invited here. If you are a brand partner with LifeWave, you're going to be in for a treat. So we are going to talk about LifeWave's technology, how this technology has helped our two guests tonight, Michelle and Jeff, and how it can potentially help you as well too in your fitness journey, your overall longevity journey. But before we get started, I do want to share just a teeny bit of information about them, and then of course our disclaimer that nothing that we're saying here is intended to make any claims to treat, cure, or diagnose anyone at all. If you have questions in regards to your health, please check with your healthcare practitioner and they will be able to assist you best as possible. So we're going to start with Michelle, and Michelle is the definition of fit at every age. She earned her personal training certification in her 40s, entered her first figure competition at 47, and placed in 2 classes and continued pushing limits right up until her 50th birthday. Inspired by her father, an 87-year-old gym goer and former bodybuilder, Michelle proves that wellness is a lifelong journey. Now, Jeff Donaldson is a former NFL defensive back who played 10 seasons with the Houston Oilers, Kansas City Chiefs, and Atlanta Falcons. While he made it through his career with only one major injury, it wasn't until later in life that the wear and tear of his body, of reality, right, caught up with him. And he found through support with the, of course, X39 stem cell activation patches that have helped him reclaim comfort and mobility. So we are going to hear from both of these incredible people. But let's start with you, Michelle. Tell us, how did you find out about the patches? What made you decide to utilize these in your fitness and wellness journey? And of course, what have you noticed since you've been using them?
All right. Well, my friend Heidi, we've been friends for a long time, and she was posting things about it. We were talking a little bit, and I have some injuries. I mean, I've always been active my whole life, but I've fallen climbing. I've had some pretty severe car accidents, and I've come away from them unscathed for the most part. But as I'm now 66, I'll be 66 in July. I have some mild scoliosis, and because of that, I am finding as I work out and continue to be active, there are things that pull and strain and don't feel very good. So I had a little bit of an SI joint thing happening, and if you all aren't familiar with that, physically, that's kind of just right to the right of your spine. So you have SI joints on the right and the left. Mine on the right was aggravated, and it would creep up on me out of nowhere. I'd be in the gym and all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, it's a good thing there's a bench there because I got to sit down like right now. And doesn't conducive to the lifestyle I live. So I decided that I would give the patches a try. And I started April 1st? March 20th. Well, I do lose track of time. So I started in the middle of March, but I can tell you, I had that patch on for one day. And I could feel mental clarity. I slept better the first night. I have worn the X39 every day since. I worked out today. I kind of keep surprising myself. I'll go pick up 25-pound weights, and I'm like, well, that's really light. So my strength is increasing for no other reason. I mean, I do take supplements. I do eat well. That's a lifestyle thing, and I always eat well, very clean and very high protein. But it's incredible to me. It's kind of mystical, but yeah, no, I'm stronger. And the SI joint thing is less prominent and definitely is going away. I definitely have a lot better days when I'm not trying to slide into a bench before I fall down. So that's how I got started. That's why I am using them. And then, yeah, that's me.
Okay, so answer me this. Are you just using X39 or have you started any other patches yet?
I've been using the X39. I started out with one I don't know how to say. Eon. The Eon. So I started using those both. And then I recently added the glutathione, but I may segue into X49. And I was able to sneak one onto my husband, kind of one of those, hey, try this, honey. And so he's using them now too. But I am very surprised. It's an unexpected outcome. I think the science is interesting, but you don't quite know how it's going to present itself in your world and in your life. And you start using it, and you're like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. So I am a believer in alternative medicine. I don't seek allopathic help at all. So this was a great find for me, and I'm really a believer. I mean, I'm a pretty consistent skeptic. You know, it's like, show me. I'm from the show me state, not really. But if if you can't prove it before you suggest I try it, good luck selling it to me.
Right.
But I needed alternative approach, and so I went for it.
I love
It's
that.
been great.
So
Yeah.
pain reduction, better sleep, more mental clarity.
Yep.
You're
Yes.
already able to pick up heavier weights, doing more in the gym in just a couple months.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting. And I start to think, because I am, a deductive thinker. So I'm like, well, am I eating different? Did I take more protein today? What am I, you start to try to deduce, why am I so much stronger? And it's really, that's the only thing I've been doing that's new.
Mm.
And it is actually very surprising to me, honestly. I get in to do certain things and I'm thinking to myself, that's pretty easy. So I am pushing myself more and more every workout actually. So yeah.
Wait for you to try the X49 with that 39. We call that the performance bundle.
Yeah, I'll be interested to do that. And I saw the thing pop up that it depends on your age. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm not a true believer in that. At 66, let me stress that you can't pull the age card with me. If you want to say it ain't going to work, I'm going to tell you there's something not working right, or you have so many injuries that it really is prohibitive, and that I certainly understand. But I don't think. First of all, I've been working out so long, right? I've been working out since I was 18. I've been active and in track and whatever since before that. But I see people in the gym that are 90. Okay. They are as lean and as active and running and doing things. So I find that you have to, right? Age is just a number. Yeah, baby. So you got to go. You have to go. You've got to go. You've got to do it. You've got to get guidance, but never throw that card. Never say I can't because I'm too old. Please. Yeah, me 60, 66. I'm in my 60s, girlfriend. So it
Never.
can be done. It can be done. And, somebody can give you my info and we can chat. But yeah.
I love it. So they're asking how much protein do you recommend as you're aging, since we lose muscle as we age, of course. What do you recommend protein wise, or what do you do protein
Yeah.
wise? You need to recommend for a large population of people, but what are you consuming on a daily basis?
So kind of the thinking and what I do if you were to look at my plate every day, you would see that over 70% of what's on my plate is protein.
Hmm.
So there are 2 eggs, there's a hunk of bacon, and I toast rice cakes. And oh, real quick, they will explode in your toaster. So do not leave them in there to burn because they'll go into flames. It's an amazing thing. But I might have one rice cake. I have butter, I have bacon. I do not eat fake anything. No fake anything. I don't do margarine, vegetable oils, none of that. So protein for me looks like nearly 100 grams every day,
Hmm.
every day.
Yep.
And that can be with a protein powder that works for me is one by a company called Biochem. Then they make a natural whey protein if you're not milk intolerant. But, there's 25 grams in that. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get protein in. So whether or not you shoot for a gram of protein for every pound you weigh, which is kind of the philosophy, but that can be a lot for people.
Yeah.
So, if a majority of what's on your plate is one, not processed, and two, protein, you're down the path. It's like if you're shopping the outside of the store and you keep that protein high, it's a very good guideline. So that's kind of what I do every day.
Yeah, I'm the same thing. Between 100 and 125 grams of protein every single day.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Minus the bacon. I'm not a bacon girl, but I will slap a lot of eggs on there and extra turkey sausage or chicken sausage or something like that. We have a local farmer, so I love my local farmer that has his own animals, and so he delivers the food on Wednesdays. It's fresh, but I'm the same thing.
Fantastic.
It's got to be from the outside of the grocery store. It's got to be lean or good, healthy cuts of meat and.
Yeah, duck eggs. I don't care. Eggs.
Yeah.
But if you can get them from, I have a dealer. We joke about my egg dealer. But, if you can find somebody who's got chickens and they're selling eggs, get them, especially if it's local. But I really encourage all the ladies, if there are only women on this call, do we have them?
We do have men. We have men.
Yeah. So, you have to do what's right for you. Not everything. It's never a one size fits all, but the one thing that does fit all is to stay away from fabricated food, stay away from sodas. People who say, "Oh, I drink Coke instead of coffee." I'm sorry, no.
Mm-mm.
It's like it's toxic as all get out. So when you can start taking those, if you can't read it, don't eat it.
Yes.
But if you're gonna eat it, please read it. So find out what's in it. But if you can start eliminating the simple things, get away from that, get the manufactured bread out of your diet, get the soda out of your diet, pick a thing that is not good for you and knock it out, and then keep going. Then try the next thing, because sometimes if you take some, let's just use soda as an example. If you take that out of your diet, I can promise you in a week you are going to see a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to see weight loss, because sodas make you hold water weight, and it's just a cumulative kind of thing. So start with one thing and ditch it, and then try the next thing and the next thing. Awesome. Yeah, Ezekiel bread is okay. I can't eat it. I can eat that. It hits my gut like a ton of rocks, and I know that it's good, but don't tell my tummy that, because it doesn't work. So that's why, I do rice cakes, and I will share this, Dr. Stacy, and kind of hang with me on this, because it's kind of like these patches. There is an Eat Right for Your Type. Have you seen that, Dr. Adamo? Mm-hmm. I really, I don't say that that's a Bible and you should follow it, but you should look at it. You should at least look at it and see if anything in that resonates with you, because that makes a difference. It really does make a difference. And there is science behind what he's done. So I find it very interesting. But when I was training people, I would ask them, "What's your blood type?" And they'd be like, I'm like, "Well, if you want to lift like I do and look like I do, then I need to know where you fall, because if your body type really isn't conducive to lifting at the level I do, then you're not going to get there. There's another way. You're going to do yoga. You're going to do body weight. You're going to do something else." But the ones what eat right for your type. What's the WO?
Your blood type works for me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting science. So anyway,
awesome.
I'm gabbing.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Jeff, let's turn it over to you. Let's hear the same thing. Let's talk about, how long you've been patching, how'd you get started, why did you decide, and then what have you noticed since you've been patching as well, too?
Let's see, I've probably been patching for about 5 months, maybe. Well, anyway, when I first started and Heidi first called me, I was super skeptical. I'm super skeptical about any kind of stuff. I just am. But I kind of feel like I have an old 12-year-old Labrador Retriever, and he is so stiff and sore. And I look at him and I feel like that's me. If I was a dog, that's what I feel like. All my joints are sore. I'm stiff. And so when Heidi called me and started telling me about this, and it was stem cell, I've heard a lot about stem cells, so I was curious about that, and I kind of believe in that therapy. So she started telling me about it, and I thought, well, heck. I mean, I wasn't that easy. I didn't agree right away. She had to push me a little bit, but then I decided, okay, I'll try it. So then I took it. It was the X39. It was one I was taking every night or every day, and I for the first month or so, she would call me and say, "Are you noticing anything different?" And I was being honest. Honestly, and I felt like I'm not a good example because I am so stiff and so sore everywhere, every day. I thought, okay, I'll give it a try, but let's just see what happens. I don't think I'm a good candidate for this, but anyway, so about the second month, she called me back and said, are you noticing anything? I'm like, you know what? I am starting to feel loose. My joints are feeling better. I'm feeling a little stronger. I'm looser. I'm starting to feel better. So the more that I've been taking it, the better I have been feeling. So I am getting loose. I just feel more flexible, not as sore, and I just feel like it is starting to work. So I'm a fan of it, and I think it is working, and I'm gonna keep using it, and I think it's just gonna get better and better. So that's kind of my quick little history where I'm at, and yeah.
So less pain, less probably inflammation in your body.
Yeah, definitely less pain and soreness and stiffness. Like I just always so stiff. All my joints, everything. I just feel old. I am kind of old, but I was feeling really old.
Not old.
But
How old are you,
I feel
Jeff?
better now. I'm feeling more youthful, and I'm feeling more. I'm 63.
Oh, see, I'm older than he is.
So
So,
I'm not that old, but I'm pretty old.
Okay, so
I
63.
got it. I'm going.
But I have a lot of injuries, so I've had football is catching up to me. I had. That's kind of why you get out of when you're done playing football. It's usually because of your injuries. And so I had a really bad neck. I got a really bad back. I got an Achilles tendon that's really bad. And then just all the joints, your knees, your ankles that playing on AstroTurf all those years and doing all that, I always knew it would catch up, and then it did. And so it's just, I have a lot of stuff. It seems like all of my joints have some sort of, I don't know if it's arthritis or whatever it is, but it's stiff and it's sore. And so I need all the help I can get. And I feel like this X39 stuff is working for me. So
I love that. Have you used any other patches besides X39 yet?
I tried I forget the name of it. What's the Eon? I think I tried, and I should have stayed with it because I do have mental problems too. I don't notice. And I could use all the help I can get trying to fall asleep and sleeping well. So I'm going to start using that, and hopefully it'll get some benefits from that too.
Yeah, if you use your X39 during the day, take that off, throw it away. Put your Eon below your belly button at night.
Okay.
And that'll kind of shut off the monkey mind, kind of calm the nervous system, bring you into that parasympathetic state. Not a sleep patch by any means, but it does help the nervous system in regulating so that you can be more relaxed for bedtime.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I could use that.
Now, are you on any kind of workout program? I mean, I know we saw Michelle's gun show. Yours is looking like
I have no guns.
well
I have
too.
old sloppy. I am not very good. They're not good. They're not good.
Stop.
But I've been going to I try to go to the gym like 4 times a week and eat as good as I can. And the whole thing about being active and mentally and physically as you get older, I think it does help. And it seems like I think that's what I want to do the rest of my life is just be super active mentally and physically and just try to, it's that old adage, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I think that is so true as we get older, both mentally and physically. So I go to the gym. I don't, it's not like I'm turning into a big buff dude or anything, but most of the girls in the gym are stronger than I am, which I don't really like that. But
No way, really? No.
kind of. It's a little embarrassing, but
It's not true.
But at least I think it's the way to stay in shape. And because honestly, I do notice that there's times when I'll go to the gym and I'll be super sore, like it's just sore and my back is sore. And I feel like, oh man, it's after lunch, you're too stiff, you're too sore, you missed your chance, you should just forget it. And then I'll go to the gym like at 1:00 in the afternoon. And when I get out of the gym, I feel so good.
Yeah.
It feels great. And I think it's because you get the blood flowing and you just get the joints working again. And so I'm a believer in you just got to push through the pain and push through the soreness. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, man, I feel pretty good. So
now, have you thought about X49 yet for
no,
the
but
muscle?
I'm listening to you. I need to do that because I can certainly I need to get some guns like this.
Yes.
Come on, side by side.
So yeah, I'm going to try that. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely look at X49. We're going to talk just a little bit about those. I'm going to screen share here in just a minute with you guys so we can kind of look at what those comparisons are, because a lot of people want to know, what's the difference when you look at building lean muscle mass, supporting the lean muscle mass that you have, and as you age, supporting that bone density, of course, as well, which you guys being in the gym lifting weights, we know that's key for bone density.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and then also helping with cardiovascular benefits, oxygenation, circulation to help your body recover and be able to. My son, he's 20, but he says his rest day is the 23 hours he's not in the gym, because his X49 keeps him able to recover much faster so he can move back through those sets. I don't know what all that means, but he has sets that he does of days, things, whatever. And so I'm like, ooh, bicep, tricep, backs, chest, I'm kind of like that. But he's got the whole, routine down. But then when you look at the neurological benefits as well. I know you mentioned that as an important thing for you, Jeff, being able to keep your brain sharp. And you said the same thing too, Michelle, with brain fog kind of lifting right away. You want to keep your brain just as sharp as your body. And so X49 has, and X39 as well too, that combo together has some pretty significant improvements when we look at neurological benefits and cardiovascular. So I'm going to screen share real quick with you guys so we can take a look at this sheet here and you can see the benefits of and the differences of 39, 49. So 39 is over here. That's the patch that we know that elevates GHK. GHK activates stem cells. It helps the body to repair and regenerate anything that's going on, which you saw that Michelle had, boom, quick results from the elevation of GHK. It wasn't her stem cells doing anything. It was her GHK elevation, that peptide in the body that declines as we age. X39 elevated. She was like, wow, I slept better. Wow, my brain's on fire. Like, woo, I've got energy. This is amazing. So you heard with Jeff, though, month one, didn't really hear anything. Month two, I think some things are changing. I'm not as stiff, right? So everyone's different in that feel of what they notice from the elevation of GHK. But we know the activation of stem cells is taking place over time. And that's based on age. Looking at Jeff and Michelle both, you guys are in your 60s. So you've got about 90% of those stem cells that are dormant. They're like, tired, I'm worn out. So we want to wake them up. And it took time for them to become dormant. It's going to take time for them to wake up. So we're looking at that 6-7 month mark before they're all active and doing the stuff they can do in your body. They're going to be doing stuff along the way, but peptides, they compound, and so do those stem cells. So when you look at activating them, that is where you get into that more youthful state, and you both look fantastic for being in your 60s. So don't get me wrong there. People are like, oh my God, in your 40s, of course, absolutely. You're taking care of yourself. You're eating the right things. You're doing the right things in your life on a daily basis, which is why you do look so well. But you want to feel and continue to look that great as you continue to age chronologically, but we know be able to reverse that age biologically. So you can see some of the other secondary benefits that we've talked about, some of you guys have experienced. And then we know that X39 elevates those stem cells throughout the whole entire body. And so obviously we start with that patch. You both mentioned Eon, which is a fantastic addition. We call that the dynamic duo to reduce inflammation, bring the nervous system into balance. But we talk about our third patch, which is X49, and that the X39-49 combo is called the Performance Bundle. So you can see that 49 is going to elevate AHK, which A stands for alanine, as in beta alanine, and we all know that in the bodybuilding, muscle building world, we've got to have that beta alanine, right? The stuff that makes you itchy, crawly, skitch. You're like, if you take too much of it, you know what I'm talking about? No, the only one that's had that happen. Okay, so I'm sure there's somebody out there that's taken beta alanine in a pre-workout or something. It's made you have the jitters. It's like, get me on the treadmill. I need to run this stuff out of my body right now. The beautiful thing about our patches, you don't have that feeling. We're elevating the peptide in the body. But if you are plant-based, because I know we talked about protein, but if you are plant-based, you don't have that beta alanine as that in your body as that precursor for the AHK. So make sure that you're supplementing with that in low doses so you don't have the itchy scratchies all over your body. But if you're eating meat, consuming dairy meat products, then you're good to go on the beta alanine component. But we see improvements in the strength and the stamina, the muscle mass, of course. We can see changes in body composition as early as 60 days with the lean muscle mass increase and the body fat reduction. Not that you two have body fat by any means. I'm just stating we can see those things in people. And then, of course, the cardiovascular and neurological benefits that I mentioned as well. And then when we look at X49, that daughter peptide, AHK, is primarily, again, in the muscle, the heart, and the brain, and the skin. So it's not throughout the whole entire body, elevating stem cells everywhere that go to work to repair anything. So your aches and pains in your joints and things like that, that's going to be your X39. So it's more focused and used for those, not only, of course, looking to increase the stamina and strength, but that lean muscle mass and decrease body fat. And again, not that you two have the body fat, but we know that there are people on the planet that want to reduce it, and we can see an 11% body fat reduction with the 39-49 combo in as early as 60 days. So it will be exciting. I would love to have you guys back on here again in a few months after you've been using the X49 with the 39 combo, and see what you notice, what you can tell in your gains in the gym, in your recovery time, in those, because X49 does help somewhat with the pain a little bit, but what you can tell with your body's recovery and improvements in any areas. You may, Jeff, be able to have a gun show like Michelle. We'll have to see. We'll
That'd
have
be
to
nice.
see. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let me double check here and see if there are any other questions for Michelle or Jeff. Did somebody say they put it on the dog? Did one of you guys say?
There was a dog conversation.
Oh, I think it was Jeff talking about his dog being, that's what it was. You like your 12-year-old, you said Labrador. That's all that, barely get up and move around. That's how you were feeling. Yes, you can patch your pet. So Jeff, when you take your patch off yourself, put your patch on the dog, put it on the collar, tape it, band-aid it, whatever, put it on a bandana, put the patch on the dog every day after you take yours off. Then the next morning, take it off of him and throw it away. So we have lots of testimonials on pets. There's even a new podcast starting that's called Vet Talk. So we have veterinarians that are coming together on a regular basis and talking about how they're utilizing this in their practice for the animals they take care of. So
cool.
Yeah. Lots of great stuff. So thank you guys both for taking the time to be here tonight. I really appreciate you sharing with everyone. Of course, we'll get this recording out. We know thousands of people end up seeing that. And we'll get that to you guys so you can share that with your friends and family and loved ones. So if you are a guest tonight, again, you have no loved ones. If you're a guest tonight, thank you for being here. We appreciate you taking the time. Please get back with the person that invited you. They're going to be the ones to talk to you, answer any questions you have in regards to your health, and of course, get you the information that you need, along with all of our clinical studies. The information that I was just referencing there on the 39-49 combo comes from a clinical study that we have done with people, of course, over time, to be able to show those changes in like grip strength and bicep strength and, your core strength and quad strength, stamina, endurance, and things like that. So please check with them. They have access to that information. All of our clinical studies are available for brand partners in their back office. So you can take a look at them and say, oh, wow, this is what Eon's doing to my nervous system, or this is what 49's doing neurologically and whatnot. All of that information is available. And they'll be able to talk to you about how you can get set up with a wholesale pack for yourself, or maybe for a pet or a family member, someone that you are concerned about in your life. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you taking the time, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple months after you've been using that X49-39 combo. Have a fantastic evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.